Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Behind the Reel. We have episode number 49. We've taken a little bit of a break from the YouTube channel over the last few weeks. So we're a week or two late getting Mr. Ryan Brooke on the show, but we're going to bring him on in just a little bit. He is actually right now in the middle of the lake on his kayak catching some fish. So says he's trying to catch some fish for some fish tacos. So a little bit jealous of him. I'm stuck out here in my garage, but we're going to talk to him about how he was able to come away with a very impressive limit and win out at Dorado Lake. Came away with 91 and a half inches. Big bass was 20. Followed up with a nice 19 and 3/4. Very, very impressive limit out there at Dorado Lake. So for all of you guys that maybe have been passing on that lake over the last, year or two, or, you see an event out there and you get discouraged because you hear about how there's no good fish in that lake or whatever people are saying. Ryan Brooke is a living, breathing example of why you should go fish Dorado Lake. So he actually came away with a win out there with the Air Capital Kayak Anglers back in September, and I think he took 85 inches or so, and that wasn't good enough. So he came back with 91 and a half. And something else too for you guys that are interested in how that lake is fishing. Fourth place was 85 and a half inches. Okay, so the top four anglers, we had 25 guys out there. Top four were all over 85 inches. So very impressive. Saw some really nice fish get caught out there, and looking forward to seeing that lake come back up on the schedule next year. So I'm definitely voting for that one. I have a feeling Ryan will definitely cast a vote on Dorado Lake as well. Couple things too that I want to get to. I see a few of you guys over there watching already live. We went live a little bit sooner than we had originally planned to. So for you guys that are coming in later on, appreciate you guys tuning in. But something I do want to mention, we've got some events coming up. One of those with the Kansas Kayak Anglers, and that's going to be out at Big Hill on June 18th. And Ryan's also got something to say about Big Hill. He ended up taking the first place trophy for the Southeast Kansas Kayak Anglers event out there at Big Hill. So definitely going to be someone to watch out for out at Big Hill. I think it was like 95 inches or something stupid out there at Big Hill. So I think that lake is prime time as well. We'll be there here in a couple weeks on the 18th. Something else too, if you guys are interested in fishing the Kansas Bass Nation Kayak Series, there's only one more event, and that's this one out at Big Hill. There's only one more qualifier. The state championship is going to be on October 8th at Bone Creek. Last chance to qualify, Big Hill, June 18th, running that in conjunction with the Kansas Kayak Anglers, but you must register before the event. So it is very important if you guys want to qualify for the state championship. You must show up that morning as a current member. You're not going to be able to show up the morning of and get registered for the event. So I just want to make sure everybody has, at this point, it's a 10-day notice, So let's get registered for that. We've got, just about 10 guys that are basically qualified to fish the state championship. I'd love to see 20, 30, 40 of them. More people that fish those, more people we get to send on to represent the state at the national level. So holler at me if you guys have any questions. Check out Kansas Bass Nation Kayak Series on Facebook. That's where we're posting schedules and stuff. Or, email me, shoot me a message, Facebook, Gmail, whatever. Another thing, too, SECA is going to have an event out at Big Hill also later on. Oh, no, not Big Hill. I just got that totally wrong. Yeah. Maybe it is Big Hill, but I had May 28th, and that's obviously not the case because May is done past. Maybe it's June 28th. I'll have to double check on that. Maybe if Jacob or one of you Southeast guys is watching, you can correct me on that over in the comments, which I do see. You guys are over there. Appreciate you. We will definitely get to your questions just as quick as we can. Organic, definitely need to go out and fish Dorado sometime. There's some good fish in there, good smallies in there. So casual bass guys stopping in to say what up and give the Southeast guys some props out at Big Hill and the way that they tend to dominate out there. But it's anybody's game. So make sure you guys show up for that one, June 18th. Win some money with KKA. We've been, I don't know what our official average has been, but I want to say our average is probably 35, 40 anglers at each event. We've had 63 at Mineland. We had 48 at Perry. We only had 25 at El Dorado, but I want to say we had over 40 at Melbourne. So payouts are really good. We're able to pay out more places. We've got the team series as well, and lots of opportunity to win some money and meet some new friends. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and actually, Organic, I will answer your question before I bring Ryan on. How many KKA events can I fish without being a member? The answer is 1. You can fish 1 event without being a member. After the first event, you fish for free, basically, and you do not earn AOY points. If you want to fish a second event, you got to pay the membership. And then you will earn AOY points from that point on. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and bring Ryan on. We're going to talk about El Dorado Lake. What's up, man?
What's up?
Making a bit of a trek?
Yes.
Going to another spot. That one wasn't producing.
Nope.
Okay. So, you want to tell us where you're at or what you're doing?
I'm out on Skytook Lake.
Okay. Nice. You go out there often?
I used to.
Okay. And you're looking for some...
One of my biggest came off this lake, so.
How big?
Measurement-wise was 22 3/4.
Nice. Didn't get a weight?
No.
Okay. That was on a kayak?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never been there, but I have heard good things about it. What is your just kind of first thoughts on El Dorado Lake, how you've done out there, and what you think about the lake in general?
It fits my style. Probably why I like it. It's shallow, muddy. It's got some timber and stuff in it.
Were you fishing some muddy stuff this last tournament?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. And were you on kind of a similar deal as last time, or no?
No, I started up in one of the creeks. And I was also up there with Matt, and I believe it was Clayton up there, up in the creek. And so I was like, great, I'm fishing up with these heavy hitters here. But I knew what the weather was going to be like. It was supposed to be windy. So I decided to head up the creek and stay out of that wind. I maybe caught 3 fish up there. I got 1 on the top water real quick. And I went back as far as I could. And I headed back out, and I passed Clayton. And I think he had just caught a fish. And I was checking on the Tourney X and seeing that he had a couple decent fish. I was like, great, hopefully he missed a few back there on my way out. And I stuck I believe it was a 20 up in one of the brush piles shortly after I passed him.
Nice. That was where the 20 came from?
Yeah, she was in the creek.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Were you able to go pretty far back up in the creek, or?
Yeah, I actually didn't even go all the way. The water just, I don't remember what temperature it was, but it seemed to drop off pretty far. And
yeah.
I quit getting bites, so I decided to head out to more of the main lake and see what was going on out there.
Did you do any good on the main lake side, or?
That's where I caught the rest of my good fish.
Okay.
I was just fishing in basically 2-3 foot of water. I couldn't find nothing deeper than 5 feet. And then shortly after I was out there, Matt come flying by a little ways from me, and I come up behind him shortly after he he passed, and I pulled out a 19 something behind him.
Nice. What Matt was probably throwing a crankbait or something.
Oh, probably. I don't know. But I was just catching them on a spinnerbait and a bladed jig.
Did you go with a different color spinnerbait this time, or did you stick with the chartreuse?
It was a chartreuse in like a lime green, darker lime green color. A little larger profile than what I used last year.
Just because of the stained up water? Or?
No, I left my spinnerbait on the tailgate before I left home and didn't make it.
Okay. Just had to improvise.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to mess with the wind too much?
Actually, I did. Actually, when I went out in the main lake, I did.
Yeah.
But
Casual bass guy said the wind was brutal, and he was trapped inside of the swim beach area, I guess. He didn't want to come out.
Yeah.
But do you find yourself looking at Tourney X quite a bit throughout the day, or do you try to keep your... Yeah.
I always like to try to be the first one to put a fish up there.
Okay.
That way I sit in first at least once.
There you go.
But yeah, I try to stay off of it. It messes with your head sometimes.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Let's see here. So you also did come away with the win out at Big Hill. Did you do something totally different out at Big Hill, or were you kind of doing? Did any of that stuff carry over?
No, I mean the blade bait carried over.
Yeah.
Top water. I did a lot of top watering in the morning. It rained a good part of the morning.
Yeah.
And I kind of stuck with the top water as long as I could. Then I come across Dakota, and he told me that he's on some good fish. And he claimed he was catching them on top water, but apparently, I guess he lied later on in the day.
But it worked.
Yeah, I ended up actually switching over and throwing the bladed jig, and that's how I caught all mine up in the grass. And I guess apparently he was doing the same thing.
Not top water.
No.
So he's just trying to psych you out.
I think so. He thought he had me at the end of the day, which he got his numbers wrong. I really thought he beat me, but I ended up beating him by like half an inch.
Casual bass guy said I didn't see the mag draft sitting on your floorboard in the pics. Don't think I didn't see the mag draft. Okay, so he knows that's what you were catching him on. I think that's what he's getting at there. Melbourne. That was at Melbourne, he says, not El Dorado. You throw that mag draft quite a bit?
Occasionally. But I wasn't catching them. I was throwing people off at that one. I didn't catch nothing on the mag draft there.
You're just putting it in the pictures on purpose, huh?
Yeah.
You guys are all full of that stuff, aren't you? I felt bad for you for a second when you told me Dakota lied to you, but now I don't.
Yeah.
What about like pre-fishing? So how did you kind of approach this lake? Coming into the event with what you found out last year. You did well out there. So what kind of intel did you gather? Did you do any pre-fishing? What did that look like leading up to El Dorado?
Well, I went with the weather. I knew it was going to be super windy, and the spot I fished last year was going to be out of the wind.
Yeah.
And I went and tried it, and just, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. I didn't want to spend all day running back and forth on that railroad bridge. And I caught a few fish out there, but nothing. I mean, I think I just caught a catfish and a crappie. But I didn't try super hard. And I just decided to go with what I like, and that was going up a creek and fishing a creek. I felt a lot more confident doing that, going that route.
Okay. But no pre-fish Or no, you did say you did pre-fish, but you didn't pre-fish in the creek?
Oh no, no.
No. Okay, so you just went in totally blind.
Yeah.
On that creek anyway. Never
Uh,
been in there.
I
Well,
fished it. I fished it last year. That creek last year.
okay, okay. Did you catch any?
I caught a few last year in it.
Did
Nothing
you?
like that. Nothing like that.
No 20s.
No.
You had a 20. Let me see here. Let me pull this up real quick. Okay, let's see here. All right, so yeah, you had a 20, and I'll put that up on the screen right now. That was a big wide one, wasn't it? You didn't. Man, that was a. What do you think? Where do you think that fish was at in the spawn?
Heck, I don't remember.
It had a big old belly on it. Big old 20-inch. That was a good fish right there. 19 and 3/4. There you guys go. You can see that one there. Let's see. 18 and 1/4, 17.75, and 15 and 3/4. That was a heck of a day. And let's see here. You gonna catch any fish out there, Ryan?
I don't know.
Jeez, I must just be bad luck. That's what it is.
Might be.
It's probably a good thing I didn't go fish that Wednesday nighter. I'd have made the whole boat scum. It's 91.5 inches. And then, of course, you guys can see there, you can see the people behind him were right behind him. So the lead until later on in the day, did you? Were you
No,
sandbagging?
I was a little bit because Austin Applegate and I were kind of going back and forth there.
Yeah.
And I just kind of let him stay up there for a little while.
Dang. Okay. And he came out swinging early, but I guess you were doing the same thing, but just doing it on the low, huh?
Yeah.
I think he caught 2 over 19 or something in the first hour.
Yeah.
But Casual Bass Guy wants to know if it's going to take 95 to win Big Hill again.
It ain't going to come from me.
No? You don't think you can do it twice in a row?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I think it'll be in the 90s for sure.
It seems like that's what it is, just kind of the standard,
It has been lately.
The last couple years anyways. Since Kka's been around, it seems like every time it's 90 plus.
Yeah. I know last year it was 94, I think.
What is that lake looking like right now? Lots of grass or?
I was actually on it a couple days ago, and it came up since we last fished it. I mean,
yeah,
there was some grass in there, but it's the grass was flooded the other day.
Yeah. Okay. Heck yeah. What about electronics? Did you use your electronics much at all at El Dorado?
I mean, yeah, but it was kind of useless. I mean, everywhere I went, I could only find 2 or 3 foot of water. I couldn't find nothing. No more than 5 feet.
But you weren't using like your mapping to find a spot or
No.
marking fish coming up under you or anything in a pocket or anything like that?
No, I was really just finding them buried in the brush along the banks.
Up
and
on the bank.
I was having to throw, my spinner bait and chatter bait right up in there.
Is that what you're throwing right now?
Nah, a little crankbait.
Okay. You got your spinner bait or chatter bait that you threw at El Dorado tied on?
Broke it off to a fish the other day.
Oh man. So that one didn't get retired, huh?
No.
I think you retired your other one, didn't you, or no?
No.
No?
I think that one just got wore out.
I thought I saw a picture of you maybe hanging it on the trophy or something.
Oh yeah, I used it.
You did?
I don't know
Where?
what time it was. I
Okay.
don't remember where it was.
So you pulled it back off the wall.
Yeah.
CBG wants to know what you run for electronics.
I'm running an old school 998 Humminbird.
Yep. Down imaging, side imaging.
Yeah. Hey, Matt.
Yeah. Do you ever use a spinning setup?
Not really.
If you do, what bait are you throwing?
Small crankbait.
Really? No
don't-
Ned rigs or
I don't do none of that Ned rigging or drop shots. Nothing like that. Just small crankbaits.
I mean, when you're fishing brush piles up on the bank and stuff, or do you ever flip, or are you always throwing a moving bait?
I mean, I flipped my spinnerbait in there. That counts.
Yeah. I mean, hey, obviously it works. So, but I mean, you're not throwing a jig or a Texas rig or anything up there ever?
Not if I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
I don't like to fish slow.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think that a lot of people would probably, disagree and say that, you have to be well versed in all these different techniques. But, if you know how to catch them in those same areas and you can do it on a moving bait when somebody else is doing it on a jig or something, then the proof is in the pudding. I mean, everybody knows Ryan Brooke's name around here. I mean, he's always a contender. So for you guys that are maybe thinking that you're going to have to start forcing yourself to slow down, I think, Ryan is proof that maybe you don't. Maybe you just need to find a new area. Is that kind of if they're not biting, are you moving? Are you packing up and relaunching, or what's your approach in that scenario?
I mean, I'm trying to slow down. I'm trying different things. Like I picked up the bladed jig this year. I hated it forever.
Okay.
And I pulled my personal best earlier this year with actual grumpy fish's bladed bait of like 101 inches.
Shout out to Grumpy Fish. If you guys are members of the Kansas Kayak Anglers, go over to our Facebook page, get that coupon code, and get you some Grumpy Fish jigs or chatterbait. The chatterbaits have been winning some money around here, so definitely check those out. Definitely catching some good fish too. I know Austin was catching a lot of his on that chatterbait out at El Dorado too.
Yeah.
But what's the color and stuff on the one that you're talking about?
Well, the one I wasn't actually using his on El Dorado. I was using Mega Bass Robin Blade, and it was black and blue.
Black and blue. What about the one you caught your PB on? Remember?
That was
I think he was using a gold blade on his chatterbait. Cyber Yacker says, "What's up?" What about the swim bait stuff? So you got the mag draft. Are you throwing a specific swim bait quite a bit, or?
No, not really. I'm not that deep into it.
Try to become a hardcore swim baiter.
I mean, I got some of that stuff, but not to his level. But I just kind of like to stick to the mag draft or the Jackal Dunkel. I use it too.
Which one? The Jackal what?
Dunkel.
What is that?
It's basically like a mag draft in a way.
Okay. Soft bait.
Yeah.
So no glide baits or anything really that you're throwing?
I've thrown them a little bit, but I haven't got them figured out, I guess.
What about tackle? What are you bringing on the kayak with you? And I don't know if it's possible, but maybe you could point the camera back there and show us what you're working with on your tackle setup.
Daiwa.
Daiwa?
Yeah, for reals.
Yeah. What about your?
My rods are all over the place. I mean, I like to try different rods.
But what about what about lures and baits? Like, what are you bringing with you? Do you bring a bunch of tackle? Or are you bringing 7 or 8 Plano trays with you, or are you down to a couple baits in your pocket type of thing?
I mean, I try to make it as light as possible. I mean, I always got spinner baits with me. I always bring a few plastics. I never use them, but I bring them anyway.
Yeah.
And always got few crankbaits or something. That's really about it.
But you're not filling up a whole tackle crate full of tackle, and
no,
you pretty much are leaving your lure tied on all day long type of thing. Maybe switching out colors, or
a lot of times I'll keep that. I get a fish on it, and I'll keep it on.
Yeah. Daniel says, catch a fish already. He did. He made a little bit of a move, though. I will say, right before we went live, he was fishing somewhere else, and so he's definitely on the move. I think he's got some on a stringer there. Do you want to at least show him that you got a fish or two already? What do you got? Okay. And
those spots in a white bass.
And those are going in the frying pan later.
Yes.
Fresh tacos tonight, or what are you doing?
Well, maybe tomorrow.
Got any secret recipe advice on the fish tacos?
No. I use Louisiana seasoning.
Okay.
No breading. That's about it.
And then you just throw it in a tortilla. What kind of fit?
Just throw it in the fryer and throw it in the fryer and on tortilla with some coleslaw.
Coleslaw, okay. Homemade, right?
No. I'm not that good.
Okay. What about I'm just trying to think of some stuff that we have. There we go. Daniel's a good. He caught a fish, ladies and gentlemen. I can hear it. I can hear it flopping around on the deck of the boat.
One.
Little smallie?
Yeah.
That one didn't. What's the limit down there on your spotted bass?
No limit on spots.
Oh, okay. There you go. Daniel says about time. Now he's on the juice. Bait, just in case we want to go catch some fish tacos too. We know what to use. What about modifications to your kayak? Have you done anything? Added lights? Anything that really stands out that's helps you get through the day?
No. I mean, I haven't done anything. I mean, I keep it simple. I mean, I need to put a keel guard or something on this. I mean,
Getting pretty scuffed up.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And might need a new paddle. Broke it today, so.
Oh shoot! Probably don't use it a whole lot.
No.
What about a cart system? How are you getting it in and out of the truck into the ramp and stuff?
Just using the Hobie cart.
The Hobie cart. What bait are you throwing right now? Daniel says it's a little crankbait. Are you going to give us any more than that?
KVD 1.5.
Oh, okay. He don't got any secrets. He's not showing it on camera, so he's probably lying.
It's a shad pattern.
He don't want you knowing his fish taco baits. Cyber Yacker says he was really liking his Hobie Lynx. What do you think about that thing? Have you seen one or been on one?
I saw one. I think it was Hype had one.
Yeah.
At Melbourne.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen it in person. I mean, I'd love to try one out.
I think it'd be cool as like a second kayak for sure. I don't know that I would want it to be my only kayak,
No.
but I think it'd be cool on a nice calm day. Now, I wouldn't want to be out at El Dorado, like, those type of conditions that we had fighting the wind.
I'm just curious, does the water come over that very much or any at all?
I don't know. I'm sure it does. I mean, it's got to. It comes in our kayaks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if anybody's wants one, I got one still. I got a Dune one that I figured it'd go pretty quick, but I still got it. So if you guys want one, hit me up. Russell Marine Products. Little shameless plug right there. Appreciate that, Cyber Yacker. I'm thinking about doing the boondocks on my pro angler just because I like the Hobie cart. The Hobie cart is definitely the way to go if you do a cart system, just because how it goes up inside the scupper holes and really locks itself into place there. But it's just I keep dumping it on the side and to get it up on the Hobie cart, and I always feel bad about doing that on the concrete ramp.
Right.
He says that he ran through chop and it handled well in normal conditions. He really doesn't get splashed, so might be kind of a cool kayak to check out. I haven't been on one yet either, so definitely interested in that one. What do you think about the time of year El Dorado was, this year versus last year? So you fished it in the fall and you kind of fished it in the, I guess we'll call that spring, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, it worked out for me. They were shallow.
Kind of the same deal both times, but I don't know how much, how good of a turnout or we would get having a tournament in the middle of the summer. I think anywhere you go, middle of the summer is going to be brutal, but definitely gonna find some fish shallow up in that dirty water, no matter where you go, I think. Danny says he was late to the party. He wants to know where you're fishing. He is at Skiatook Lake in Oklahoma, and he is currently snagged on something. Did you lose it?
Yeah.
He lost it. He lost the KBD 1.5. What are you switching to?
Top water frog.
Okay. So that lake's pretty big, isn't it, where you're at now?
It's about 14,000.
So, yeah, pretty big as far as Kansas is concerned. Oh yeah, you're up shallow in some grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good. Get you a big old topwater fish. Well, what do you think? What do you think about the Kansas kayaking?
Like it. I think it's a great thing. A good thing that y'all did that. Bring everybody together. Bigger turnouts and
yeah, pretty big
definitely.
Payouts too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think what the tournament we had out at El Dorado for Air Capital, we probably had over 20 people, or not much fewer people, but so I don't know how different the payout was, but you were able to bring home big bass. So what did you end up taking home roughly, if you don't mind?
I don't remember. I want to say maybe 5 or 6.
500 or 600. I know at some of these events like Perry and Mineland, I mean, we're if guys are winning first place and they're able to grab big bass, they're looking somewhere around $1,000,
Yes.
So and then obviously we're paying further down,
Yeah.
the line
It
as well. So
makes it a little more worth the trip.
I think we have if you're driving, or what were you saying?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of guys in our group that do really well. A lot of guys that are very consistent, but you can't win first place at all of them. I mean,
No.
it's just impossible. No, there's so many good people. Um, yeah, paying further down the line definitely is an incentive for the guys that are catching them consistently, because chances are if you can make a top 5 finish and you can be fairly consistent with that, you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
Probably several times throughout the year. So that's a pretty cool deal. The other thing too, I think that's really good about it is that we're just getting together. We're growing the community. It was like 4 completely separate clubs, before, and I think each of us were kind of working to grow those individual clubs, and that was almost kind of detrimental to the state as a whole. If we just run it as all one big deal, we're seeing new people. I've never even heard of these people before. How many?
Right?
It's crazy how many new faces have found out about us this year. So, and I know that happens. Every other year we'll get new people, but like, dude, I'm serious. We've probably seen 15 new people this year. It's nuts.
There was quite a few over there at Melbourne for sure.
Melbourne, yep. And there were several at El Dorado, Perry, and Mineland too. I mean, so it's pretty cool deal that we're able to keep growing this thing and keep the community alive. I just had one brand new to the club, just started kayak fishing. At least I don't know how long he's been fishing necessarily, but his introduction to the group was at El Dorado Lake, and I think he's got a little paddle kayak. He just came and picked up a Pro Angler 14 360 from me today here in bars. So we got new people being introduced to the club that are super excited about it.
Yeah, and Aaron, he just caught big bass at Big Hill tournament.
That's right. That was a good one. What was it? Do you remember?
I think it was 21 and a half.
Was that a Tourney X event?
No.
They don't like doing Tourney X events out at Big Hill, do they? Because but this one will be the Kansas Kayak Anglers one will be, and I don't know. We'll probably have awards at Jacob's house, I would imagine. Is that what you guys did?
And that's the way it's always been since I've fished it.
Yeah.
Except for one I fished with, I think, Flint Hills. We just did it at the ramp.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Now, is KKA going to have a championship?
That's a great question, I believe. I don't know. You put me on the spot there. I know we talked about a championship. I'm pretty sure we're doing a championship, but I don't believe we have announced the location. I think we've decided on a date. I'll have to get back to you on that. We've been kind of slacking here and there on the tournament director side of things. Between the, I guess, 3 of us, we've been pretty busy with other stuff. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get that information out there soon if we have not already. But I think yes. I think the answer is yes. I just don't know when or where necessarily. So probably something that we should have nailed down by now. So apologize for that, guys.
Awesome. But, is that going to be something that everybody's going to qualify for? You got to fish a certain amount of tournaments to qualify for it?
Casual Bass Guy says championship at Melbourne. I don't know if he's saying that out of matter of fact, because I honestly don't know. We might have decided Melbourne. I don't remember. I don't think we did, to be honest with you. I think maybe he's just yanking my chain. I don't know. On the whole championship deal, that was not my baby. That was Jacob's thing. The championship was. So I will have to get with Jacob and have him refresh me on it. It doesn't look like he's on here live with us tonight. So normally he is talking his stuff, but not tonight. He must be studying for his test. But so 91.5 inches, big bass, 20 inches. Of course, caught fish on the spinner bait. Um, Gaining confidence in the chatterbait, though. That's
Yeah.
one of your new weapons. Are you relying on that pretty hard?
I actually have this year a lot. Spinnerbait hasn't been working for me, and that has.
How, like, are you taking a different approach to throwing a chatterbait, or are you kind of using it the same way you would a spinnerbait? Or
I'm just trying it more. I mean, I'm trying to get another weapon, I guess you can call it, that I can use in tournaments. I mean, I can't just throw a spinnerbait all day, every day, and expect to win.
True.
I got to change it up a little bit.
That's and not changing it up a whole lot either. So it's kind of still familiar with what you know, and I'm sure you can apply some of the things you've learned with a spinnerbait on your chatterbait. So sounds like you have already, obviously, with the way that you've been coming away with some of these top finishes. So definitely gonna be watching for you on Tourney X at Big Hill. Although probably just gonna sandbag us again. You get one? That wasn't on the frog, was it?
Nah, spook.
Oh, okay. Is it an eater?
Yeah, it's a white bass.
There you go. You got a couple tacos anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, I look forward to Big Hill. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a pretty big turnout.
Yeah. Those Southeast guys, they show up. They like to fish tournaments, that's for sure. Hopefully we can get quite a few Air Capital guys to go and rep for us. And I think everybody kind of likes Big Hill. It always kicks my butt, but there's always a lot of really good fish caught out there.
Yeah. I believe there was 2 21s caught that day, and then I caught one just under 21.
Yeah, you can guarantee somebody's catching a 5-pounder out there. What are you using to hold your phone?
I got a ram mount.
Okay. Is it with the X looking grip thing, or?
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know what it's called, but
I don't know either.
I bet if you Google that, Daniel, you'll find it. Ram mount, X looking phone mount thingy, my bobber. It'll pop right up. It'll be the first one on there. So get another one?
No.
Well, at least, we're not all relying on you for food tonight.
Another question is, how many drops are there for the KKA and AOI?
KKA drop. We're dropping 2.
Okay.
Dropping 2. 8 events. Top 6 will move on for AOI. So I know that's something that we've talked about too. We need to get some AOI standings up so everybody kind of knows where they're at. But I have a feeling you're up there. You got to be up there.
I got a first and a second. That's about it. The rest are trash.
Yeah, I bet Cole's up there. He's
definitely up there.
He's definitely up there. He was. I don't think he fished El Dorado. Did he?
I don't
remember. Maybe he did. I don't recall, but I know he did well at Mineland. I know he obviously did well at Melbourne. He was up in the top 5 at Perry. I mean, he's been up there, so that's definitely somebody to watch out for as well. We got a lot of hammers. We got a lot of, Clayton Westgates and Ryan Brooks and Richie McMichaels and a lot of hammers around here. So, yeah, we'll get some stuff posted up on KKA here in the next week. Try to get some AOI stuff. I'll nail down specifics on the championship because that's definitely something that needs to be posted like now so people can start planning for it.
Right.
I think we talked about doing a 1 day this year. I could be wrong. I know CBG's really been shooting for a 2 day event. I don't know that we're doing a 2 day. Maybe we did. I think we might have talked about doing kind of like what Jacob did last year at Winfield,
Uh-huh.
like a 1.5 day type thing.
I think it was 2 full days.
You guys stopped fishing at noon or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is right.
I mean, it wasn't much short, much shorter than 2 full days, but I think it was like until noon or something like that. So. But just to give people time to get back home, especially if they're, if the event's in southeast Kansas and we got guys driving up from, the Flint Hills area or this, NECA area or whatever, They can get back home. And trying to do this thing, some of the bigger events, they're running 2 day events on Thursday or, Friday, Saturday, something like that. I don't necessarily want to make it to where people are having to take off work if they're, Monday through Friday type of gig, but I don't know. Something to definitely think about. I think a 2 day event. What do you think about a 2 day event?
They're rough.
Yeah.
They're rough.
Have you fished quite a few of them, or?
I've fished like 3 of them, but only made it to 1 of them.
Only made it to 1 of them?
Well, only made it to the second day on 1 of them.
I got you. Now, you did well at the championship for second last year, that 2 day deal.
Yeah, I got second.
And then I think Daniel won that one, didn't he?
Yes.
What do you think about Winfield? That's one that's coming up on the schedule too.
I think it's a little small.
Yeah.
A little small.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It is small, but I mean, I'd imagine there's a lot of water you didn't fish,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I stayed up in the creek the whole time, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a smaller event, or a smaller lake. So I don't know. We'll see how many people come out. I've never been to Hillsdale. Have you?
No, I wanted to fish it. I didn't get up to Belvin early enough to pre-fish it, or at least try it out.
You haven't made it out there yet?
No.
Here's Jacob. Jacob, we got questions. Ryan asked me a question, and I thought maybe you would know the answer, so you can chime in if you'd like. Asking about championship for KKA, and I don't recall what we decided on that, if we have nailed down a date, location, and are we doing a 1 or 2 day event. So those are the 3 questions. I told them I don't know if we have an answer for it, but I think you might know more than me on that one. I think. Maybe not. JW in the house, he says. Jacob Ward, are you going to be out there fishing with us at Big Hill or what? We're trying to fish with Jacob Ward on the water. We haven't seen him on the water all year long. He might have just dropped by to say hi and had to get back to work. All he knows how to do is refine oil at this point in his life. So he's got so much oil refinery skills, blocking all the other info. He forgot how to catch a fish, apparently. I did too. This has not been my year, so I'm going to come out swinging at Big Hill. Big Hill, I'm going to make that my new favorite lake. So I'm going to try to follow you up and catch 95 inches or more. And what was big bass that you said, over 21 or something?
It's 21 and a half.
Damn. That's a good one. Congrats, Aaron, on that one. If you're watching, that's a hell of a fish, man. Depends on two things. One, if I pass my test Friday. Two, what schedule they give me next week. Figure out how to do it cheaper for us little people. I don't even know what we're talking about there. Do you?
No.
I'm lost on that one. Daniel Maffei. I don't know. I'm not very good at paying attention there, so. He's digging in his crankbait box. Let's see that box. You can show us that box or what?
There's barely anything in it.
Let's see it. Come on, I want to see it.
I'm gonna dump it all out.
Okay. That's what and so is that like a box you bring with you on tournament day?
No, that's my light. That's the little fish stuff there.
That's your taco box.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jacob's not giving us any secrets on the championship, so he's definitely just thinking oil. So that's all right. I will get with the other guys and we'll figure out what we're doing on that. Sorry about it taking so long to get that information out there, guys. Thanks for bearing with us or whatever I'm trying to say there. Thanks for being patient with us. We just kind of did this thing. Yeah, Jacob's saying he thought that I set a date for it. I believe he's correct. I believe we did decide on a date, and I want to say it was late October. Now that I've been thinking about it, we did want to make sure it didn't interfere with anything. It's definitely not October 8th because that is the Bass Nation deal. And then there were some other events that were going to conflict, and so we scheduled around that. So I want to say late October.
Okay.
I believe. Jacob says yes, October. Danny says you guys are doing great with KKA. So, that's just something too I'll mention while we're on the subject is just it was something that we wanted to start. We wanted to do it. We didn't really know how or what or when or where, but we just did it. So we just did it and we just kind of see where it goes from here. And so we probably didn't come into this thing as prepared as we should have been, guys. So appreciate you, being patient with us. But I know guys have asked things like, what's AOY looking like and stuff like that. So we're not ignoring you. We're just completely swamped in our personal lives. And I've been neglecting this whole YouTube thing as it is. So I can't even say that I've been working on my own personal YouTube. I've just been swamped with going to kids' baseball games and everything else. So
y'all gonna definitely do this next year again too?
I think it's a definite thing. I don't see any reason not to.
Right.
I think that the stuff, the challenges that we faced this year. I think the things that the frustrations that maybe anglers that are fishing the series that they might have with us. I think that we'll have an opportunity to make those things right. Like staying up to date on AOY and posting championship dates. Early and those things will definitely come into next year more prepared. But I don't see a reason why we wouldn't. I would say that I'm definitely on board with it. I think the other guys are too. So I don't see why not. How do you get a KKA decal? Hit up Jacob. I believe he has all the decals. He might actually have some extra shirts as well. So, Jacob, if you're watching, you might bring those to Big Hill and we can sell some. Give people an opportunity to buy some or, maybe even give a couple away. So I think we have plenty to go around if people want to buy one. So I got one. It's a nice quality T-shirt. Did you get one, Ryan?
No, I need a sticker too.
Yeah. If you haven't got one, I believe we owe you one. So I think the idea was that everybody got one. All the members get one.
Okay.
So yeah, if you haven't got one yet, holler at Jacob, and we'll get you one at Big Hill. And that goes for everybody else as well. Question for you. You haven't already qualified for the state championship, and do you plan on fishing it?
I don't think I'm not gonna do it.
No. Okay.
I mean, I'd like to, but I just don't want to drive to Tennessee if I was able to make it.
I'm gonna say it'd be better than South Carolina like last year. But yeah. So for anybody, just I think he says holler at me after Friday. So after Friday, he'll be a little bit more free to assist. Yeah, before we sign off here, I do just want to reiterate, guys, if you want to fish the state championship, October 8th, Bone Creek, holler at me. Now's the time to get signed up for it. We've got to get you registered. We got to get you paid up. You have to be an active member when you show up at the ramp. So we can't sign you up the morning of. That is something that is coming down from Bass. They don't want me to do that. So got to be paid up ahead of time. If you are not currently a Bass member, go get your Bass membership. I think it's like $15 for the year, something like that. You got to be a Kansas Bass Nation and the Bass Nation member. So those two memberships together, $60. Entry fees $40. So you're looking at basically $100, maybe $115. You know, if you're not already a Bass member. But that'll get you to the state championship. So 10% of the field from the state championship are going to go on and fish the national event. So that is definitely something I want to make sure you guys are aware of and have plenty of time to prepare for. So, would you get another white bass?
Yeah.
You got another. You got anything else that you would like to touch on before we go? Anybody you want to shout out or any secrets you want to give away?
I'll give all the secrets away. But the pits, I won't give that away.
Yeah, which pit are you gonna fish next year?
Don't do that.
Did you have anybody else on your pit this year?
No.
Nobody?
No.
Not a single person.
Somebody was close. Marco was close.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go interrogate him now. Where were you at? Already queued, but if it helps the cause, I'll come fish out. Just let me know. Yeah, so Danny already qualified for the national championship. So shout out to Danny on that. That's a pretty big achievement down there on Grand Lake. So took second place on the big podium. So good job, Danny. All right, man. Well, appreciate you hanging out with us. Hopefully we didn't distract you too much from hopefully we didn't distract you too much from fishing. So, but it looks like you've at least got some food to go home to.
Oh, definitely.
So, all right, man. Well, it's cool to do another El Dorado recap with you. Did you come into this thing like thinking you had a shot? Like, I mean, do you always go into a tournament thinking that you're gonna win? Like, I just want to know, where was your mind when you're thinking El Dorado Lake?
Oh, I never think I'm gonna win.
No.
I never think that.
Okay.
I mean, it felt good with having 90 inches. I knew I was gonna be up there, but I didn't know. I figured there might be somebody pretty close.
Yeah, they were on their heels.
Yeah, Jay hit him early, and then he just went blank the rest of the day, and then he shows up in second with like 89.
Yeah.
I still don't know how he caught him on buzzbait all day, because I threw it all day too.
That's what Jay does. Jay's spinner, that's Jay's spinner bait right there is a buzzbait.
Right.
Or a swim jig. I think those are his two that I always hear him catching them on anyways. Or he might be like you and he's just trying to psych us out and he's like catching them on something totally different. He's like catching them on a pink wacky worm or something. But all right, man. Well, hopefully you can catch a few more before you call it a night. I appreciate you coming on here. Kind of cool to have you out on the water while you're doing it. That's the first ever.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Have a good one. Thank you, and we'll see you at Big Hill.
Thanks.
All right, later.